If you feel like you're currently at a crossroads, whether it's personally or professionally, you're not alone. I'm Drew Stevens, founder of Beyond the Legacy, and this is my Monday reflection, facing crossroads and new beginnings. At times, every day tends to blend. For some, it's kind of a haze. For others, it's a blur. The minute you blink, boom, it's Monday. And the weekend is in your rearview mirror. Depending on where you live in the US, this next statement may translate differently for you. Speaking from someone that lives in the East Coast, in New Jersey, we're starting to see a transition in our way of life compared to 6 months ago. We are seeing capacity limits gradually increase for public venues, athletic events allowing full capacity for fans, and social settings loosening restrictions as we reach our summer season. If you drive around, you see more and more people dining out, walking around town, kids playing outside, and folks getting together with family and friends on the weekend. This is the end of the school year. Congratulations to the class of 2021. All of the schools, colleges, and universities are coming to a close for the spring semester. And unless you have classes for the summer, you're officially free. So what does this mean? It means your kids, or the kids in your neighborhood, will be off for the summer until late August or early September. Families will start taking vacations, weekend trips, and venturing to parks, beaches, museums, water parks, pools, sporting events, and beyond. For folks in the East Coast and across the country, this is that now or never season to take a vacation or plan your local getaways. I've been hearing from friends about their offices reopening and employers test piloting this once a week rotation of their employees coming in. For the folks that got used to working from home, I'm sure some of it is not thrilling for some, and for some it's a blessing. When I look at things, some people have a home office that they recently set up or have always had set up, and having family and your children and everyone else being home, it gets a little overwhelming working out of the same household. So I've worked in offices where colleagues had headphones on. They were on calls all day, and you were lucky to exchange a few words in passing, or in the designated hallway or kitchen area if you're lucky. But those are the same people that I used to talk to and ask why do they come into an office, and they always tell me, I'd rather physically be in an office versus work from home. It's just a separation. It's a separation mentally and a separation physically from what they know. And everyone has their preference, and zero judgment from me, but I've commuted to Manhattan for 9 years. So I've made that commute from New Jersey to New York for 9 years, and I've worked from home in New Jersey for 11 years. And the professional transition of 2020 wasn't a culture shock for me at all. Actually, working from home for 11 years prepared me for what 2020 brought. I know people have made a transition in 2020 and now going through that new transition in 2021, especially with offices reopening. While things feel like they're slowly getting back to a place of us socializing more and moving around more freely, there's still the question of, how's your social life going for you? How's your professional life treating you? And for those that apply, how's your family life in the present? I guarantee you'll receive 5 unique responses, but also some comparable feelings and thoughts. Whether they are married with children, married with no children, single parents, in a relationship, or single. Most of us in this unique crossroads, both personally and professionally, the one thing we overlook is most of us are creatures of habit. And since 2020, a lot of our routines have changed. That friend that you can call up prior to 2020 and say, let's catch a movie, let's grab a cup of coffee, let's get some ice cream. let's go into the city and catch a Mets game or a Knicks game. Or let's meet up for dinner at our favorite local restaurant. That friend isn't readily accessible in 2021. And if anything, the routine probably changed. And in some cases, they're nowhere to be found. Even if you were available, there's this precautionary vibe some of us take with public gatherings since 2020. Is there outdoor dining? Do we have to make reservations? Is it going to be too crowded inside? To go a step further, their personal and potential professional balance may have changed with regards to work hours, family coverage, and just free time. Don't get me wrong, there's people all across the country that are living it up and living their best lives. The airline industry is booming with more and more people traveling daily. And we know that we're in a place right now where we have to be respectful and mindful of not just the friend you want to spend time with, but the people that person has to consistently be around. In the past, we focused on what we wanted in the moment and didn't think twice about the hoops and all the logistics in the background someone had to go through to make it happen. Due to isolation, many people have gotten used to being away from social settings and are less motivated to venture out. We all know family and friends that live with mental health and have been battling it prior to 2020. Those same people have their moments, periods of darkness, and challenges on any given day. The last 12 to 15 months have been really tough on a lot of us. While this summer may be the beginning of allowing us to feel more social again, with lesser restrictions, we have to continue to have compassion, empathy, and patience for the things that are out of our control. Let's not forget, we have our share of friends that are missing in action socially. And while you see them on Facebook or Instagram or one of the other social platforms you engage with them on, they also reprioritize their life and may have closed their inner circle even more socially. There's moments where you feel like you're living in a bubble, and the idea of seeing each other again is this long drawn-out production to rally everyone together. We often take for granted the convenience of socializing and travel in 2019 and prior, because we think about it on different levels. How many times have we bailed out or passed on an event or an evening out with friends prior to 2020? When everything occurred in 2020, I'm quite sure the things you passed on crossed your mind. So here's the larger question. What can we do to make the best of our crossroads in summer season? Well, let's start with this. Number one, focus on your mental health. Make that a priority. If you need to go off the grid, reboot, or just find your inner peace again, do it. And don't feel guilty for making those steps, or even taking those steps to better yourself. I'll say this as a footnote. Be sure to do your best to communicate your game plan with your close family and inner circle of friends. Before you vanish and go off the grid, you want people close to you to be aware of what you're going through and how they can support you and also check in on you. Number two, make plans. Too often ideas remain ideas and never get executed. To do certain things now, like going out to dinner, you have to plan ahead. You have to make reservations. You just can't walk into a restaurant and hope that you're going to get seated in 15 minutes. Whatever it is you want to achieve this summer, talk about it. Work out schedules. Go over coverage. Set dates and times and execute on it. You'd be surprised, amongst your friends, how many are followers, how many wait for others to initiate, and how many are the leaders and doers. If you are that leader or doer, make it happen. The third thing is, if you're going through a professional crossroads, you're not alone. Many people lost their jobs in 2020. Some people quit their jobs. And a good majority are just blessed to have a job in the present. Regardless of what box you fit into, use this time to nurture and explore the professional avenues that bring you joy and happiness. While the passion project or fun career idea might not pay the bills today, there's no telling what it could organically evolve into. Always make time for the people, things, and business ventures that you believe in. I'll repeat that one more time. Always make time for the people, things, and business ventures that you believe in. The fourth thing, I said this earlier and I'll say it again. Check in with your family and friends. Whether it's picking up the phone and calling, shooting a text message, drafting up an email, or visiting someone in person, just reach out. It's a simple ask. Life is way too short. Reach out. If you have friends dealing with mental health, understand how you can support them from afar. When they have their moments of darkness or isolation from society, try to find out in advance how you can support them and be a good friend. To take it a step further, it's okay to seek professional help. Whether it's a therapist or someone like a life coach, you always have options, and there's no pressure if you as a friend can't solve someone's problem or problems. The best we can do is support them and extend ourselves as needed. I luckily know a lot of amazing folks that are in that space, so if you ever need any referrals or recommendations, feel free to shoot me a DM, whether it's a therapist or someone that's a life coach. I have a lot of amazing people in my community and beyond that live in that space and have lived in that space for many, many years. The fifth and last thing is lead with purpose. I'm going to say it again, lead with purpose. I feel a lot of the travel, vacation, and get-togethers we do in 2021 and beyond will be purpose-driven. Do not take a future breakfast, lunch, dinner, cup of coffee, or a local walk with a friend for granted. If you visit a new city by plane or by somehow traveling by Amtrak or some type of RV or however you decide to get to that destination, maximize what you want to achieve, who you want to see, and find that balance of relaxation you're hoping to fit while in that city. Too often we're always in go mode. I've met people that have always been in go mode where they're trying to check a box when they travel. And to me, that's great. Don't get me wrong. I'm telling people to make sure you achieve the things you want to achieve when you go to that given city, but strike that balance. Do some self-care. Get a massage. Relax. Sit on the beach. Sit in a park. Clear your mind and unplug from social media and your phone. If this reflection resonated with you, feel free to like, comment, and share on social. Never underestimate the power of sharing positive content across your community. You could be responsible for passing this reflection along to the right person at the right time when they need it the most. Be sure to follow us at BT Legacy 365 on Instagram and Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All of my written content, reflections, and short stories can be found at beyondthelegacy.com.